And it reminds me of your opening comments about I want to touch it. I can see your finger there on the pulse, but I don't want to do open heart surgery. Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. That's right. But so it makes me wonder about how deeply I need to look. But I think a light finger on the pulse is fine. A light touch on the pulse is fine.
So you said your intention here is to use it to help you navigate better and to serve your important people in your life, both your work and your family, better. So I'm wondering, ideally, what would it look like to enable that, Megan?
What would it look like? So I guess there's something about coming clean with reality. So regardless of what I find, I also totally, what's the word? It sounds very cheesy to say believe in the miracles. But so even if the general outlook is kind of dismal, I believe that there are gems of precious, beautiful gems amongst that, which can be found. So
yes.
So what would it look like? It would look like coming clean with reality, having a better understanding of reality, of what's going on. And maybe not being afraid of it, but allowing it to be as it is.
Okay. Allowing it to be as it is.
Yeah. So just knowing that it is what it is. This is it. Yeah.
And if there were a picture or a metaphor to describe that, Megan, what would it be?
So I've got in my mind this some kind of a grey. I'm talking about the dismal outlook with the precious gems in it. I've got something in my mind of a kind of a grey earth, actually. Grey earth, but in the grey earth are these colourful, sparkly gems. And my relationship with it is completely, what's the word? I don't want to say neutral.
Yes.
What's the word I'm looking for? Equanimity. Equanimous. Is that a word?
No idea, but tell me what you're meaning with it.
I mean that I'm able to hold whatever that means. So there's the grey and there's the colourful sparklies, and I suppose there's probably a whole lot of other stuff in there as well. But those are the two poles, and I can hold both with equal weight and grace.
Okay, so it reminds me, knowing a little bit about your geological past, of the scientist who's able to objectively observe. Am I hearing you correctly?
So I missed the end of that. Won't you say that again?
Sure, of the scientist who's able to objectively observe.
So that's interesting. It's not a scientific view. It's not a cold observation.
Okay.
It's much more of a warm embrace.
Lovely.
It's a sense of holding it, rather than just observing it.
Thank you, Megan. That makes it very clear. So there's this beautiful picture of this earth. I want to say punctuated, it's the wrong word, but you know what I mean, with these precious gems. And you're able to hold it with a warm embrace and allow it to be as it is.
So I've just had such an insight.
Yes, tell me.
So this is interesting, drawing on my geological background. When you're mining for diamonds or for anything, the stuff that gets dug out of the earth first is called ore, O-R-E.
Yes.
And it is filthy, dirty stuff.
Sure.
But it's the most precious stuff that's just been dug out of the ground.
Yes.
But it's filthy. And that's the stuff we're mining for. We're mining for the ore. So
sure.
There's a lovely metaphor, which really allows me to hold the stuff as precious, the whole lot as precious, rather than the whole lot is precious. You can't have just the diamond or just the gold. You have the ore. If you're going to get the diamond eventually, you've got to have the ore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, forgive me, I'm tearing a page. Okay, done. All right, Meg. So we've got this ore which contains the whole lot, as you said. So I'm wondering what the options are, and I'm thinking about the question carefully here, Megan. Is it the options to mine for gems, or is it the options to keep your finger on the whole ore, on the pulse? I'm coming back to the options of connecting again with this.
Yeah. So I think it is still about keeping my finger on the pulse of the whole ore.
Right.
Recognizing, so not going, not looking only at the dirt or only at the gems, but keeping my finger on the pulse of the whole lot. Yeah.
Okay. And what are the options translating that to your daily or your weekly need to connect again with the news of the world? What options might be available to keep that finger on the pulse of the whole ore?
Yeah. Okay. So it might be things like I've got News 24 on my phone. I could try and check that in the morning, although that never happens.
Right.
I could ask my husband for the most important story of the day. He's very connected. Channel his news source.
Yes.
The news source. I could check out what news channels there are on TV and see if I can spend half an hour or just 15 minutes or something getting a bite of news from a channel that I think is giving me the whole story. I don't know if such a thing exists, but anyway.
Yes.
It's
important for you.
Yeah. That's quite a good one, actually.
What else, Megan?
I am understanding as I do this that I don't read news. Reading is not a good way of getting in information for me. I need the pictures. So